Hey guys, it's Lego Boy Z3. Today I'm going to walk through and show you how to learn full CFOP. So this video is kind of meant for beginners who want to start off learning full CFOP but don't really know how to go about learning it. So you'll probably know that CFOP is an abbreviation where you start off with a scrambled cube, then you first solve the cross, then the F2L or first two layers, then OLL or orienting the last layer where you get all of these yellow stickers to be facing up, then PLL where you permute the last layer and get it to a solved cube state. You may also know that the full version of this method contains 78 different algorithms as well as countless other F2L cases, which is pretty intimidating as a beginner. So basically today I'm going to be showing you the order in which you should learn these things, kind of the intermediary steps that you should learn in between before you learn the entire thing, and also just the progression in general of what you should learn. So of course, before you want to use an advanced method of solving the Rubik's Cube, you first have to learn a beginner's method of solving the cube. So if you don't at all know how to solve a cube yet, then I'll link a video down in the description down below. By the way, any video of mine and any other resource that I mentioned in this video will be down in the description as well. But that video will basically show you how to solve a cube if you don't know where to start. After you learn that, you're going to be making a cross, you're going to be inserting corner pieces one at a time like this, and then inserting the appropriate edge next to that, and then going on to solve the last layer. So at this point, the best thing to learn is beginner's F2L, and so you'll have your cross, and now instead of inserting the corner piece and then the edge piece one at a time, you're actually going to be inserting them together. So you match them up like this, and then insert them one at a time. After learning that, I then have a tutorial on intermediate F2L, which will teach you how to do some of those inefficient cases a little bit better than you would in beginner's F2L, just like that. And then once we know a decent version of F2L, we can then move on learning a better version of the last layer. And so instead of doing the whole beginner's thing, what we're going to be doing is orienting all of the edges at once. Then we're going to be orienting all of the corners at once, like this. And then we're going to be permuting all of the corners. So that means that you'll be putting them all in the right place, like this. And then you'll permute all of the edges by putting those in the right place, just like that. That's called for look last layer because you're breaking up the last layer into 4 steps. Instead of just doing OLL then PLL, you're doing first part of OLL, second part of OLL, and then PLL, PLL into 4 steps total. I also have a tutorial on this. It has all the algorithms and everything you need to know, and it shouldn't be too hard to learn at this point. Now at this point, it pretty much comes down to practice, and the only other 2 things that you can learn are the full version of OLL and the full version of PLL. So the first one that you want to learn out of those is the full version of PLL, but before you get to that point, I would recommend being around 30 seconds, maybe less than that if you can practice and get down further than that, but be able to solve a cube in less than 30 seconds easily before you start learning full PLL. Now I don't have a full tutorial on PLL, which is kind of why I'm making this video, but basically once you get to the point where all the pieces are oriented on the last layer, you're going to permute them all in one algorithm. And so there's 21 different cases and one algorithm for every case, and so basically you want to just be able to recognize the case and then do the appropriate algorithm for that case, and solve the entire cube from that point in one algorithm. So instead of getting all of these algorithms from one video or one website, I would recommend actually searching around and finding an algorithm that you like best for the particular case that you're learning, because there are actually quite a few algorithms that are good for every single case. And so go around, search. I'm going to link a bunch of different websites down in the description below, all of which have good PLL algorithms that you can learn from. I'll also link my video where I show the particular PLL algorithms that I use, but I wouldn't recommend using that as your only resource because some of those algorithms even are a little bit outdated. So yeah, basically just find a resource or a set of algorithms that you like and then just go to town learning those algorithms and just kind of being able to recognize what's on the cube and then doing an algorithm based on that. Actually learning all those algorithms can be pretty tricky, so I'll also link down below to a video that I've made where I give you some tips on how to better memorize algorithms. And so once you've gotten to this point, you should be solving OLL in 2 steps, 2 separate steps just like this, and then doing PLL in just 1 step. And so of course the last thing that you need to learn after this is full OLL, which is by far the biggest subset of algorithms in this method. It's 57 total algorithms minus a few that you've already learned, and for this reason it's not really worth learning full OLL for quite a while. I would recommend being at least sub 20 before you learn the entirety of OLL, because in reality it's only going to improve your times like a second, maybe 2 seconds at the most once you've learned it pretty well. So you should definitely leave this last step off for a while. And just like PLL, I've attached some websites down below, which will give you lots of good OLL algorithms. I've also attached my own video, which has the algorithms that I use in particular. Again, one website or video won't give you all of the best algorithms, so be sure and search around a little bit until you find an algorithm that suits you. And so that is pretty much it. That is pretty much all of CFOP. One more thing that I should mention though is the cross. Obviously, you're not going to be wanting to solve it like a beginner up until the point where you learn full OLL. Like things like this aren't efficient at all. like I'm doing this terribly right now, just to show you. That's how a beginner might do it, but since this is the most intuitive step as time goes on, you should kind of just develop new methods and new ways of doing it more efficiently yourself. If I can find a good video on some beginner tips of improving your cross, then I'll leave that down in the description below. I haven't made one of those yet, but I'll find one. But that is pretty much it with this CFOP progression video of how to get good at CFOP. I know that, OLL. Also, if you're looking at ways to improve once you've learned all or most of this, you're going to want to look at advanced F2L and also improving your look ahead. I'll leave a good video on look ahead down below. Anyway, I think that's actually it now, and I'll see you guys next time.